Atlas Fine Arts. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm John.
We are the owners of Atlas, and we're thrilled to have Noelle here tonight to present her book, her stories. She's a wonderful person and artist, and I'm thrilled that she decided to, come grace us with her presence. We have a couple pieces of her art hanging here and in the back of the room, and this is part in conjunction with the current exhibition we have going, Cathartic Art That Heals. So please check that out after she finishes. We're going to have 3 of the artists that are in that show speaking briefly about their work, their process, and how art has been healing for them.
All right, so I'm going to say a word or two. This is my wife, Noelle. My name is Art. And I just thought I would do an introduction after the introduction. And thank you to Stephanie and John for allowing Noelle to be here. And so Noelle and I are going to get divorced, and I just thought this would be a good time to But she's an amazing human being, 43 years of marriage. I had the scars to prove it. And enjoy it.
Thank you everybody for coming here. I'm so very happy to see you all, and I want also to say thank you to Stephanie for giving me this opportunity, and maybe I give you a big hug.
Yes!
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
I can't wait to hear this. All right, let me get out of here.
Yeah, this is a bit blinding here. And you know, many of you know me, but those who don't, perhaps at my accent, you might think that I'm just fresh off the boat. Although the truth is, I have been spending 40 years in this country. So I don't know what to say, but I guess that's a lost cause. So today I'm going to present my book, Through Darkness into Light, My Life in 40 Portraits. And to help me with this presentation, I have Homer Smith here, poet, community gardener, and brand new father of a few weeks old little girl. And at the computer here, I have Peter Dendel, my nephew, professor at Penn State University, and expert on zombies and monsters. And over there, we have Gerard at the camera, Gerard Forte, who is a teaching artist and director of the Video Lab Baltimore at Micah State. And so he's going to film tonight and also live stream the event on Facebook and YouTube. So the book basically contains 40 paintings. Here I have 3 of them, 2 here and 1 over there in the back. So the 40 paintings very much drive the story, each with their own chapter, their own plot, and their own wisdom. And together they basically form a memoir. What kind of sets the story apart is that the story is told by fusing painting and writing as a single healing practice. So painting basically was a way for me to express my raw emotion, and writing brought some insight and gave me an opportunity to really fully tap into the power, healing power of art. So now, I'd never really planned on doing anything like this. Before I arrived in Los Angeles in 1973, I had already trained in architecture and cinema. I had already done a documentary that was used for the campaign to legalize abortion in France. But like many young people in those days, I dreamed of going to India. But fate had it that the girlfriend I wanted to travel with had already gone to India. She thought of India as like passé. And instead, she wanted to travel and visit the shamans of Peru. So Peru it was. We bought a cheap ticket to New York. We hitchhiked across country. But before we could reach Peru, we got trapped in Los Angeles. And I had arrived there with the prejudice of the place being nothing but a nightmarish labyrinth of freeways. But to my own surprise, I actually love LA. Yeah, coming, from Brittany, France, and from an old white Catholic village and a very traditional family, LA appeared to me like the Mecca of freedom. A place where people would hand you psychedelics without you even having to ask for it. So the first time I took an LSD, it was like a full-blown out spiritual experience. I really kind of entered the sanctum of pure being, where ordinary self, space and time are no longer at play. So you might say I visited heaven, even if only as a tourist. So after that, instead of going to Mass on Sunday morning, I would drive to the beach, pop the Holy Host, and transform an ordinary day in the sun into a magic trip. So I was walking on Rainbow Land, literally. So the experience really changed my life, completely transformed my life. By getting a glimpse at the meaning of life, I found the meaning of my life. So much so that I was forever grateful to the man who provided the experience that saved my life, and so much so that I ended up marrying him. So after that, I stayed in Los Angeles and I started working in Hollywood as a film editor. Eventually, I ended up filming a few documentaries, writing a couple scripts. But eventually, what was more important for me was that I met my first meditation teacher, Shinzen Young. So meeting Shinzen was love at first sight. For the first time in my life, I was meeting a spiritual teacher that was offering a cosmology that really fitted the needs of my Western mind. So I became an assiduous student of him, and I kept meditating ever since, and it's been nearly 30 years now. So those 30 years of mindfulness meditation practice have transformed my life and deeply influenced my art. So Hollywood, however, was not really satisfying my creative spirit. So at age 50, I enrolled in Pacifica Graduate Institute in Santa Barbara, California, and I got a PhD in mythology with emphasis in depth psychology. And at the same time, I was taking a number of workshops in SLN Institute, for anyone who knows who SLN Institute is, in Big Sur, California. And that's where I learned to paint with a Zen mind. So the idea was that you approach the white canvas with an empty mind. You let go of control and focus, let go of any preoccupation with like composition, color coordination, and the like, and focus instead on the emotional layers buried in your body and rarely touched. And we were to work with the greatest sense of honesty and, whatever honesty, and allow whatever wanted to arise. But letting go of control turned out to be the most difficult thing of all. It really takes courage to dare digging out the most vile materials out of your subconscious and reveal your deepest secrets for the whole world to see. But, bringing darkness into light was understood as part of becoming whole. And interestingly enough, Pablo Picasso, has a quote that kind of encapsulates this approach to painting. He said, "The meaning of painting is not an aesthetic process. It's a form of magic that intervenes between the hostile universe and us, a means of grasping power, imposing a form to our terrors as well as our desires." So for 15 years, I worked in this way, uncovering the milestone of my life. And the spontaneous revelation came unhindered, almost magically, through the paintbrush when I let go of control. Not the least, a childhood trauma that was frozen in my memory for 50 years. And then I spent 5 years deciphering the meaning of the paintings through writing. And to my own amazement, the images kind of revealed a link between the traumatic experiences and the spiritual experiences, kind of transforming the wound into a doorway to spirit. And facilitating genuine healing through transcendence. So this was a pretty formidable, remarkable process. And I was not expressing my life was expressing itself through me. And so the book, Through Darkness into Light, My Life in 40 Portraits, sort of was birthed from that magic formula. And this is the formula I want to share with you today. It's a road fraught with perils, but it's a path to personal awakening. So now, before we go any further, I'm going to show you all the 40 paintings in a row and in silence.